Caleb Plant. We want Munguia. We want Jamel Charlo. Plant, you're a bitch. I'ma bury you, nigga.
Edgar Berlanga sends a brutal message to Caleb Plant after his impressive first-round knockout against Gonzalez-Ortiz. Building on this momentum, Edgar Berlanga wasted no time securing an early stoppage victory over Gonzalez-Ortiz, reinforcing his growing presence in the super middleweight division. Emphasizing his experience, Berlanga acknowledged that his team selected the opponent and he took on the challenge without hesitation. Showcasing his veteran instincts, he systematically broke Ortiz down and ended the fight early, making it clear that he was ready to move forward. With another dominant win under his belt, Berlanga is eager to take another step toward the division's elite.
You know, I'm humble, bro, and I was supposed to do that. You know, they try to, mix it up, whatever. My team gave me that opponent, and, we took the challenge. But, I went in there, I did what I had to do. You know, I'm a veteran now, so I got him out of there early, and, now we off to the next one.
Riding high off his dominant win over Gonzalez-Ortiz, Berlanga has set his sights on more prominent names in the super middleweight division, vowing to deliver the same explosive performance against Caleb Plant, Jaime Munguia, and Jermall Charlo. Confident in his power, Berlanga emphasized that he has dynamite in his hands, recalling how Floyd Mayweather once praised him for his knockout ability. Inspired by Mayweather's words, Berlanga remains determined to prove himself against top-tier opponents, promising to let his punches fly and make a statement against the division's best.
Nah, I'm on a different level now, I'm gonna do the same thing to Plant, I'm gonna do the same thing to Munguia. I'm gonna do the same thing to Charlo. I got dynamite in these hands. And like what Floyd Mayweather told me, he said, yo kid, you got dynamite in them hands. Just let them shit fly. Nobody's gonna stand there with you, nobody. You hit too hard, you too smart, IQ. You got these, bro. Once you touch somebody, you're going.
Addressing the skepticism surrounding his competition, Edgar responded to criticism by pointing out that Caleb Plant has faced similar opponents in the past. Still, he acknowledged that expectations for him are much higher, with many expecting him to be in the world title mix already. He dismissed the notion that his fight against Gonzalez-Ortiz was a major opportunity, instead emphasizing that he is now a free agent with the freedom to move as he pleases. With his next move wide open, Berlanga made it clear that he intends to take full control of his career and pursue the fights that align with his ambitions.
He fought guys like that himself, But it's just people who expect me to be fighting for a world title right now, fighting Skull or something, or fighting them, but that wasn't an opportunity we got, I'm a free agent now, so now I can go off and do whatever I want and, do the things we like to do.
However, his attempt to rally fan support against Caleb Plant took an unexpected turn. After his victory over Gonzalez-Ortiz, Edgar Berlanga attempted to ignite a chant against Caleb Plant, but the crowd remained unresponsive, leaving the moment to fizzle out with a failed chant.
Plant! 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 Plant!
The lack of enthusiasm didn't go unnoticed, as Plant later reacted to the incident on his X account, adding fuel to the brewing tension between the two fighters. Caleb stated, "And the crowd goes mild. Nobody even pitched in on the chant Edgar Berlanga Jr. minus 1,000 aura on that one." Meanwhile, promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in on Berlanga's performance. Hearn acknowledged that Edgar Berlanga is unlikely to receive much credit for his victory over Gonzalez-Ortiz, as many felt Ortiz appeared out of shape. However, Hearn defended Berlanga's performance, stating that while the full story is not widely known, Ortiz is still a capable fighter. He emphasized Berlanga's heavy-handed power and praised him for handling the fight the way a top-level boxer should by dominating a lower-tier opponent, dismantling him early, and making a statement. Hearn particularly highlighted Berlanga's punching display, calling it an impressive showcase of his explosiveness in the ring.
Yeah, I think Edgar, he's not going to get credit for that win because Gonzalez comes in and, don't look like he's in shape. People don't quite know the full story, but he can fight. But Edgar looked very heavy-handed, and Edgar did what you should do when you're a level above someone. Go and smash them to pieces and do it early. And, the punching display was really impressive in that fight.
Shifting the focus to Berlanga's career moves, Hearn weighed in on Edgar's decision to become a free agent, stating that Berlanga now has the freedom to choose his path. Acknowledging his own bias, Hearn emphasized his confidence in what he brings to fighters and how he supports them. He also cautioned against Berlanga heading to PBC to face a fighter like Caleb Plant, who is closely aligned with Al Heyman and Luis de Cubas, suggesting that such a move might not be in Berlanga's best interest given the promotional landscape.
Yeah, I mean, he can do whatever he wants, really. I mean, I'm probably biased. Like, I know what I do for fighters, and I know how I feel about fighters. I would want me in my corner, behind me. You know, I wouldn't want to go into a fight on PBC against a PBC fighter that is super tight with Heyman and DeCubas. That's Caleb Plant. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, if I do the deal, I'm going to want to get paid.
Expanding on Berlanga's free agency situation, Eddie addressed the situation, making it clear that if a deal is made, he expects to be compensated accordingly. He noted that Berlanga seems to think he wouldn't have to pay for promotional services, but Hearn emphasized his abilities to generate revenue, secure lucrative deals, and bring in additional opportunities through broadcasters are not for free. He also hinted at potential interest from the Middle East, suggesting another bidder could emerge. Hearn recalled a recent conversation with Berlanga, stating that the discussion was positive and that Berlanga wouldn't be opposed to big fights under the right circumstances, describing the talks as good vibes.
And maybe he thinks I ain't going to pay Eddie Hearn. I'm for his services. Do you know what I mean? But I'll also drive the money up, and I'll give you another customer with our broadcaster. And there might be another bidder in the Middle East. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think that I get on well with Edgar. We had a good chat after the fight, and like I said to him when I got in the ring, I went, actually not a bad night's work, was it? Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't mind one of those every month, would you? And yeah, it's good vibes, actually. Good vibes.
Echoing this sentiment, Berlanga expressed his perspective on the situation. Edgar expressed his openness to working with Eddie Hearn again, acknowledging their ongoing discussions and the role of social media in shaping public perception. While he enjoys his rapport with Hearn, Berlanga made it clear that business comes first, stating that if Matchroom presents the right deal, he's more than willing to make it happen. He emphasized that there was no bad blood between them, referring to Hearn as a friend and praising Matchroom for their past support, reflecting on his previous free agency period, during which Top Rank and Golden Boy also showed interest. Berlanga stressed that he wouldn't disrespect anyone who had been part of his journey.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you know, the social media, everything, you know, me and him be chatting and stuff, but at the end of the day, business is business, you know, and if he comes back with the right deal, you know, we make it happen. I don't got no bad blood with him. It's nothing. That's my friend, you know what I'm saying? The whole Matchroom's my people's, you know, and they did amazing. You know, I can't sit there and just shit on them and say they did horrible. Nah, they did their thing, you know, and they came through. You know, they came through the last time when we was going through that whole free agency tour and Top Rank, and Golden Boy and Floyd was reaching out, and you know, BLK Prime was reaching out. They came in with the bag, so you know, I can't shit on nobody like that.
Reaffirming his trust in Hearn, Edgar Berlanga made it clear that Eddie Hearn is his go-to man, saying that if Hearn comes through with a good deal for his next fight, they're set to make it happen.
Business is business.
Nah, business, that's my man.
Facts.
You know, if he come through with something, you know, for the next fight, we make it happen.
Yeah.
Doubling down on his independence, Berlanga expressed confidence in his ability to secure big fights even without the backing of a major promotion, emphasizing his status as a top name in the sport. He highlighted the strong support he receives from Puerto Rico, stating that success isn't about the promoter, but about making the right fights and having the right team. Berlanga further asserted that he believes he has the best team in boxing, reinforcing his self-assurance as he navigates his next career moves.
I'm a big name in the sport right now, you know what I'm saying? I got an island behind me, I got Puerto Rico with me, I got the whole world that's with me, you know, so it's not about a promoter, it's just about getting the right fights, you know what I'm saying, and having the right team, and I got that, you know, I feel like I got the best team in boxing right now, the strongest team, you know. People was back throwing me on, you know, bad comments on me being a co-main event, but look how
you handle biz. You handle busy. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro.
Turning his attention back to potential rivals, Edgar Berlanga didn't hold back in his message to Caleb Plant, dismissing him outright while making it clear that his focus is on fights with Jaime Munguia and Jermall Charlo. In a heated statement, Berlanga took direct aim at Plant, using strong language to challenge him while emphasizing his desire to take on the biggest names in the division. His words added further fuel to the tension between the two, making a potential clash even more personal as Berlanga continues to push for high-profile matchups.
Caleb Plant. We want Munguia. We want Jamel Charlo. Plant, you're a bitch. I'ma bury you, nigga.
Adding to the spotlight on Berlanga's performance, UFC President Dana White was in attendance for Edgar's fight and showed recognition, stating that it was a good one. Known for his appreciation of combat sports beyond MMA, White's presence and acknowledgement added extra recognition to Berlanga's performance.
Dana, what you think of the knockout, brother? That was a good one. That was crazy. That was a good one.
Moving on, weighing in on Berlanga's next steps, Eddie Hearn acknowledged that regardless of what happens between him and Edgar Berlanga, in terms of a promotional deal, a fight against Caleb Plant would be a great move for Berlanga's career. He emphasized that Plant is a well-known name in the division, and a win over him would elevate Berlanga's standing among the top contenders.
I feel like it's a great fight, you know. Whatever happens between me and Edgar, it's a good fight for his career.
Doubling down on his stance, Eddie reinforced that the Caleb Plant fight should be Edgar Berlanga's next move, expressing hope that it happens under his guidance. He revealed that he plans to discuss the potential matchup with PBC and also explore opportunities with Turki Alalshek, who has been heavily involved in organizing major boxing events. With Berlanga now a free agent, Hearn sees Plant as the ideal opponent to elevate his career and is actively looking to make the fight a reality.
So I think that's the fight that he should pursue next, hopefully with us. And we'll speak to BBC, maybe His Excellency as well, and go from there.
Reflecting on Berlanga's in-ring discipline, Eddie noted that both he and Edgar Berlanga adhered strictly to their contractual commitments on fight night, emphasizing a disciplined approach that paid off in the ring. While acknowledging that the opponent displayed solid fundamentals, Hearn highlighted that Berlanga's heavy-handed, world-class performance set him apart, showcasing the kind of decisive action expected at the elite level. And he further expressed confidence that following his performance against Canelo, Berlanga is primed for significant improvement and ready to take on even bigger challenges in his career.
Tonight wasn't ideal, but it was following the contract, as I said to you the other day. So, by the way, I thought he boxed really well. Like, don't get me wrong. Everyone will say, oh, the other guy was, you know, and the other guy was solid, but Edgar showed that he's a real world level operator. That's what you're supposed to do to that level. Is go and destroy him. And he looked very heavy-handed. And I think he's going to improve a lot off the back of the Canelo performance.
Assessing the Berlanga versus Plant matchup, Hearn weighed in on the potential showdown, emphasizing that while he holds great respect for Plant as a skilled competitor, the task of neutralizing him in the ring is far from simple. He recognizes this bout as a true clash of styles that promises to test both fighters' limits. He expressed confidence in Berlanga's ability to overcome the challenge, hinting that if the matchup happens, it will be a compelling contest that ultimately proves whether Berlanga can deliver the heavy-handed performance needed to tip the scales in his favor.
I rate Caleb, I like him, I think he's a great guy, but you know, you've got to get hold of him and you've got to try and beat him up. It's easier said than done, but it's a great fight, it's a great clash of styles. I believe Edgar can beat him, let's find out.
Building on this, Berlanga himself emphasized his readiness for high-stakes matchups. He underscored his opportunities to face Caleb Plant, Jaime Munguia, or Jermall Charlo, making it clear that he was ready for any of them. He added that it's now a matter of seeing who steps up, warning that whoever takes the fight will have to deal with the consequences.
We got Plant, we got Munguia, we got Charlo. We got them three. We just got to see which one, you know what I'm saying? Bites the hand. Whoever bites the hand gonna get the bullet.
However, Caleb Plant himself has been dismissive of the matchup, questioning whether Berlanga truly wants to step into the ring with him. Being on this topic, he once dismissed the possibility of facing Edgar Berlanga in the ring, asserting that while Berlanga may have some smarts, he's smart enough to steer clear of such a matchup. He not only sought to diminish Berlanga's challenge, but also highlighted the stark contrast in their approaches and readiness, fueling further debate among fans over what a potential clash between these two contenders could mean for the division.
Probably not. He don't seem to be that bright, so, but he's bright enough to not fight me.
Further adding to the rivalry, Caleb and Edgar have been publicly clashing for a while now, constantly teasing, challenging, and trading insults on social media and in public appearances.
That's what you said, right? No, I'm saying, that's what you said. No, besides promise, I'm saying, that's what you said.
Bro, I'm gonna knock you out. Take your glasses off. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out, nigga. Take your glasses off.
Adding to the intrigue, their ongoing banter seems to be building up the tension between them, possibly hinting at a future showdown in the ring.
Fuck Caleb Plant. Plank, whatever his name is. F him. Morel, f Morel too.
Plant, however, has already addressed the criticism he receives for his feuds, pointing out that Berlanga has personally threatened to slap him 3 times. He made it clear that if he ends up putting Edgar in his place, he doesn't want fans blaming him for how things unfold. Plant warned that if Berlanga steps up and follows through on his threats, he'll have to deal with the consequences.
And, you know, a couple of y'all are like, oh man, Caleb getting into it with this person, he's getting into it with that person. This is like the 3rd or 4th time now he's done threatening to smack me in my face. So when I want to put my foot in his, I don't want to hear nobody in any comments talking about, oh, Caleb, was he? Yeah, well, step to me, threatening me that you're going to smack me in my face. See how that works out.
Reflecting on their history, in the past, Edgar Berlanga has recalled a sparring session with Caleb Plant from when he was younger, stating that they went 6 rounds. According to Berlanga, Plant spent most of the session moving around and showboating, but in the final round, Berlanga landed a hard body shot that made Plant jump out of the ring and refuse to continue.
We sparred with him in Vegas and we beat his ass.
Oh, you sparred with Caleb Plant
Yeah,
already?
when I was young, yeah. When I was young.
When you were 19?
Yeah, we did 6 rounds, and the first like 5 rounds he was like running around the ring, you know, doing his little showboat and stuff. And then in the 6th round I hit him with a crazy body shot, and he jumped out. He jumped out the ring, and we was pressing to do 2 more, to do 1 more, and he didn't want to do it.
In response to Berlanga's account, Caleb responded to Berlanga's claims about their past sparring session, confirming that they did spar together at the Mayweather gym, but dismissed Berlanga's version of events. Plant stated that Berlanga was only shadowboxing during those 6 rounds and never actually landed a punch on him. He recalled Berlanga's trainer, Mark, thanking him afterward for the experience and the work. Plant firmly denied Berlanga's story, swearing on his children and boxing career that the alleged body shot and his jumping out the ring or anything that Berlanga said did not happen.
We did spar at the Mayweather gym, and honestly, for 6 rounds, he was like in there shadow boxing. He couldn't touch me. But during our sparring session, nah, definitely not. He was shadow boxing for 6 rounds, and then he got out. Mark was like, man, we really appreciate the experience, and, you know, thank you for the work, and that was it. But he was, I can't remember how old he said he was.
19.
Yeah, he was young,
Yeah.
you know, and I put that on my kids. I put that on my boxing career. Yeah, that definitely didn't happen.
With Edgar Berlanga and Caleb Plant trading words and revisiting their past, their rivalry continues to escalate. Berlanga is eager to secure a big fight, whether it's against Plant, Munguia, or Charlo, while Plant remains unfazed by the challenge. As tensions rise, the only way to settle the debate may be inside the ring. If you enjoyed this video, show your support by liking the video and let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to get the news on the latest boxing updates, subscribe to Boxism and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a beat, and we will see you in the next exciting update.